The presses had not thundered yet. The street was milk and gray, and in the room above the trucks, the headlines waited day. She stood beside the galley tray, with ink along her thumb, the copy spike already full, the linotype gone numb. A kettle hissed behind the door, a foreman rubbed his eyes, and April pressed against the brick before the papers rise. One column told of market wheat, one named a missing boat, one carried birth and weather there in narrow lines of notes. She bent above the proof sheet then, not hurried, not severe, and found one wrong small letter where a widow's name stood clear. One red proof mark curved around the wrong, small enough to vanish when the morning moved along. One red proof mark, no trumpet and no flame, only a careful hand that kept a sorrow with its name. The page boy brought another stack, the night desk called for space. A clock above the pasteboard wall kept powder on its face. She crossed the letter cleanly once, then wrote the right one in, as if the dead deserved at least the dignity of print. The roller stirred below the floor, the whole room seemed to lean. The corrected slug was lifted out and set back into scene. No one thanked her for the change, no one paused to see, but in that line a life went out, as true as it could be. Some work is done before the town has washed its window glass, before the hats and breakfast rolls, before the milk carts pass. And some mistakes are small to all, except the ones who know a letter wrong, a name unheld, a grief not fit to go. One red proof mark, bright beneath the lamp, held the paper back a breath before the plates were stamped. One red proof mark, plain as work can seem, yet all the city woke to news made kinder than a dream. At 6 the trucks went coughing out, the floor began to shake, and on her thumb the red remained long after daybreak. The shop was long and smelled of hide. The awning striped the floor, and April waited in the street beside the open door. You stood behind the counter glass with polish at your wrist. The heel taps sorted black and brown, the laces wound in twists. A dancer brought one satin shoe, its ribbon frayed and thin, and set it down as though a life were balanced there within. You turned it over in your palm, then shook your head almost, and found the smallest shining tack beside the wooden post. The stitching wheel began to tick. A streetcar crossed the square. A pair of boots leaned by the stove with Sunday mud still there. You held the heel against the block, then tapped the metal through so lightly that the little sound seemed meant for only you. She said the dance was due at 2. You said then this must hold, and brushed the satin with your thumb where wear had dulled the gold. I came for nothing more than souls, or so I let you know, but stayed to watch a worn-out thing be trusted back to go. The tack beneath the heel, small enough to hide, held a step that no one sees beneath the turn and glide. The tack beneath the heel, I watched your patience stay, and learned how quietly a hand can help a life make way. No one would praise the anvil there, the glue pot, brush or thread, or know what kept her steady when the painted stage lay ahead. But some grace works below the eye, where music cannot tell. A careful strike, a hidden hold, a kindness fitted well. The tack beneath the heel, bright inside the seam, made the satin shoe believe again in its own dream. The tack beneath the heel, not ribbon, rose or flame, only proof that patient love can steady what it names. At 2, the matinee doors opened wide. The square went warm and still, and somewhere past the shop front glass, that hidden tack held. By 7, all the stools were filled with caps, lunch pails, and thread. A seamstress with her cuff still pinned, 2 brothers smelling faintly of bread. You wrote the date up in the corner, turned and tucked one strand away, then sounded out the longest word as if it wished to stay. The radiator knocked below, a cart went rattling through the square, and every letter on the board looked calmer for your care. You never laughed at halted mouths or hands that gripped too tight. You only tapped the margin once and brought the sentence right. My pencil split, you crossed the room and lent your knife to me, then laid the shavings in your palm as neatly as could be. The lamp made islands on the desks, the window dull to cold. You said again so quietly, it seemed to steady all the chalk on your palm, the chalk on your palm. White as the proof a hard thing can grow mild. You carried all evening's broken sounds and never made one feel like a child. The chalk on your palm, the chalk on your palm. I watched it shine when you lowered your hand, and thought there are some who teach the tongue, and some who teach a man to stand. Years may leave their sums unpaid, their rent due sharp, their winters long, yet one clear word correctly kept can set a crooked day less wrong. And what you brushed from off the board did not quite vanish with the line. It stayed upon your sleeve and skin, a little patience made visible. The chalk on your palm, the chalk on your palm, the chalk on your palm. After the copybooks closed and the last chair slid, you gathered the stubs in a tobacco tin like bits of faith from what the evening did. The chalk on your palm, the chalk on your palm. No jewel could have seemed half so fine, for I went down the darkened stairs with half your brightness on my mind. The grocer barred his lower door. The hallway smelled of apples and coal, and on the rail where your hand had passed, one pale mark rode with me home. Twilight rests upon the frames, the wallpaper turns gold, a phonograph begins to breathe its little tale of old. You do not ask me for the dance. You only cross the room and draw my chair a little back, as if to lift the gloom. When the lamp grew small, your hand still found me sure and mild, and made the tired room reconciled. When the lamp grew small, the teacups pale beside the grate, the embers breathe in red. You murmur, darling, near my cheek, the way you always said. The window keeps one silver star, the rug remembers grace. A little hush of reverie falls over time and place. No grand serenade fills the stair, no trumpet stirs the air. Yet in the light upon your sleeve, I feel how love lives there. When the lamp grew small, your hand still found me sure and mild, and made the tired room reconciled. When the lamp grew small, the record thins to whispered dust. The fire withdraws to rose. Still one soft measure lingers on, where only starlight knows. The row of beans had gone to shade, the watering can stood by. One thrush kept to the apple bough against a paling sky. You'd work the whole long garden through with dirt along your wrist. The lettuces, the marigolds, the path the hose had kissed. I came out late from supper things with pegs still in my hand, and saw your cardigan hung there as if it had been planned. You knew the dusk before it came, the chill before it stirred, and left one sleeve across the latch without a single word. The cardigan on the gate. You were farther down among the rows with basket shears and twine, the tomatoes giving back the heat they'd gathered all through shine. I took the sweater from the wood still warm where sun had stayed, and all at once the evening felt more tended than it made. No was in the garden there, no moonlit talk, no plea, only that soft domestic wit that notices for me. For love, when it has learned its trade, grows weather-wise and plain. It hangs a little warmth nearby before the cool can claim. You knew the dusk before it came, the hour before it bent, and left a kind of waiting there more dear than compliment. I slipped it on and closed the latch. The light went leaf by leaf, and all the path came home to me. The cardigan on the gate. By dark the peas were shelled indoors, the windows yellowed late, but still I felt the shape of care that hung upon the gate.
The rails are wet with light, the bell is soft and frail, a little ribbon of rain runs silver by the rail. The cobblestones below give back a broken gleam. My silhouette appears and wanders through the stream. Rain along the rails, the city sways and sighs, with twilight in its eyes. Rain along the rails. One lady folds her gloves, then leaves without a sound. Her footsteps fade in mist before the next turn round. The window breathes with rain, the lamps grow pale and thin, a hush of reverie comes traveling softly in. No grand serenade follows, no voice calls out my name, just starlight on the glass and weather without blame. Rain along
The city sways and sighs, with twilight in its eyes. Rain along the rails. The final corner turns. The night grows deep and mild. Still rain upon the line moves with me like a child. The ropes were loosed without a fuss. The bell gave one small sound. The water took the ferry side and pulled the shoreline round. The river wore a pewter sheen. The gulls kept to the stern. Your hat was pinned against the wind. Your collar softly turned. The bench along the outer rail still held the morning through. I saw you pause before you sat and knew what I must do. I spread the market pages down across the painted slats. The grocer's ad, the racing odds, the weather, this and that. So nothing cold should find its way through wool and age and sense. The paper on the bench. You sat and spoke of common things, the butcher and his knee, your sister's letter from the coast, the pears still on the tree. The ferry cut the river wide in slow and patient halves, and every little thing you said made homely all the draft. No vow was ever needed there above the diesel hum. No rose, no grand demonstrative word, no drum for what we've done. For love, when it has had its years, grows practical and quick. It sees the damp before you do and minds it with a flick. I spread the market pages down before you even knew, and all the newsprint in the world turned warm by sheltering you. At landing, when you rose again, the wet had left no trace, only the faint shape where you'd been and one dry, tended place. The paper on the bench, I folded it beneath my arm when all the crossing passed. One headline blurred, one corner torn by river wind at last. And And somehow that poor common sheet was finer than it sounds. For all the day it seemed to keep the shape of where you'd lean down.
The ushers dim the aisle lights down. The organ tried a chord, and in the booth above the crowd, the second reel was stored. You stood beside the rewinder there, with film across your hand, a little lamp, a silver can, the picture yet unplanned. The children rustled paper bags, their mothers settled hats. A newsreel drum began below, with horses, flags and maps. Then one bright strip went loose and thin, a torn frame near the side. You caught it before the wheel could pull the afternoon too wide. You trimmed the edge with careful shears, then brushed the dust away, and laid the broken inches flat where all the shadows lay. The cement smelled of orange peel, the sprocket holes shone small, and when your thumb held down the seam, the booth forgot us all. I had come up to ask the time, or so I told myself. My ticket stub was folded twice and warming on the shelf. You did not turn, but softly said, "Hold still until it dries." And all the moving world below was waiting for your eyes.
One clear splice, one clear splice.
Nothing anyone would see when
Faces filled the light, one clear splice.
Yet when the reel ran through, a broken moment crossed the screen, as if it always knew. I think of how the crowd below would never guess the place where one small tear was made to pass without a jump or trace. Some care is not a grand repair, not gold, not speech, not art. It simply joins what nearly failed and lets the story start.
One clear splice, one clear splice.
Held between your patient hands before the
Matinee light, one clear splice.
I saw it then and knew a life may keep its picture whole because of hands like you. The projector caught, the reel went round, the room below grew bright, and through that little mended place, the lovers crossed in white.
note. The rails receive the rain. A little wash of midnight blue moved down the window pane. A woman left 2 stops ago. Her gloves were ivory pale. The door side shut, and all at once the car seemed thin as hail. Not cold in truth, but clear and slight, as certain hours can be, when every pain returns your face more gently than the street. Then overhead the humming wires went softer line by line, as if the city, growing tired, had dimmed itself to mine. Where the wires grew dim, the night drew near enough to hear what daylight never made quite clear. Where the wires grew dim, a barber pole without its turn, a stair without a tread, a tailor's window full of shapes that looked half clothed, half dead. The cobblestones gave back the lamps in fragments to the rain, and every street we passed appeared like something known through pain. My hand moved once against the glass and left no mark to keep. The weather found the place at once and drew it down to sleep. No grand serenade found the street, no bright farewell was cast, but tram light on my coat sleeve made the old years thin as glass. And I thought, some things do not end with thunder, flame, or fall. They only learn the after hours and answer still to call. Where the wires grew dim, the night drew near enough to hear what daylight never made quite clear. Where the wires grew dim, the final corner bent toward dawn, though dawn was still afar. One roof kept back a little light, one pane received one star. And long after the conductor passed, and long after the blue grew thin, my heart went on through that last ride, where the wires grew dim. Twilight, rest twisted on the frames. The lamp rehearsed its gold. The phonograph with patient grace unfastened from the cold. You did not ask me for the dance. You only crossed the room and drew my chair a little back, as if to lift the gloom. The velvet curtains kept the rain. The grate kept back the blue. And every little thing we owned grew hushed to look at you. Then when your fingers touched my sleeve so lightly, with a sigh, the years we never thought to name went quiet by and by. The evening learned your name from how you moved, not what you said. From lamplight on your silvered head, the evening learned your name. The teacups had gone pale with steam. The embers breathed in red. You smiled and said, my darling heart, the way you always said. No miracle had crossed the rug. No bright occasion shone, unless one counts the tender grace of never being alone. Outside the cobblestones were dim and silvered by the rain. Inside one little waltz began and made us young again. No grand serenade came down the stair. No trumpet split the air. But when your hand enclosed my own, I felt how love lives there. Not in the blaze that startles youth, nor vows that bloom and burn, but in the hush a whole room keeps for those who still return. The evening learned your name from how you moved, not what you said. From lamplight on your silvered head, the evening learned your name. The record thinned to whispered dust. The fire withdrew to rose. Still starlight lay across the rug in little afterglows. And long after the last note passed, and long after the rain grew tame, my heart kept moving through that room where evening learned your name. Twilight leaned on window glass. The embers breathed below. A phonograph began a waltz in little turns and slow. The velvet chair was moved aside, the supper things were done. You crossed the rug in slippered grace when all the day had run. Your silhouette in lamplight gold came softly into mine, and all at once the humble room grew tender by design. Where the rug remembered our little waltz from long ago, and taught the quiet room to know. Where the rug remembered. You said, my darling, not too fast, so lightly with a smile, as if the years had only passed to bring us here a while. The phonograph gave out a sigh, the curtains held the blue, and every step across the floor felt old and somehow new. One thread of starlight touched the pane, one ember turned to gold. A reverie moved through the room, more dear for growing old. No serenade came through the street, no silver trumpet shone, only your hand within my sleeve when all the day was gone. And then I knew how love survives, not grand and not in flame, but in the way two faithful feet still answer to one name. Where the rug remembered our little waltz from long ago, and taught the quiet room to know. Where the rug remembered the record thinned, the lamp burned low, the embers gave their hue. Still on the rug our last small turn looked young enough for two. One bell let go the air, the rails received the rain, a little wash of midnight blue moved down the window pane. A woman rose 2 stops before, her gloves were pale as cream. The door sighed wide, then softly shut, as in a narrow dream. Her footsteps crossed the little platform, then thinned upon the stone. And all at once the empty car seemed larger and alone, not lonely in some tragic way, but tender, frail and true, as certain hours in cities are, when night looks back at you. Where the footsteps went, the hard wind listening after them, through rain, through rails, through midnight dim. Where the footsteps went, outside the cobblestones below, gave back a broken gleam, a barber pole without its turn, cut slowly through the steam. The tailor's window held dark suits like men who would not stir, and every street the tram passed by seemed keeping watch for her. My hand moved once against the glass and left no mark to stay. The weather found the place at once and drew it all away. No grand serenade found the street, no bright farewell was cast, only the hush that follows heals when something dear has passed. And I thought, some things do not leave with thunder, flame, or tears. They only turn one quiet corner and live for years and years. Where the footsteps went, the heart went listening after them, through rain, through rails, through midnight dim. Where the footsteps went, the final corner bent toward dawn, though dawn was still afar. One pane received a little rain, one roof received one star. And long after the conductor passed, and long after the bell was spent, my heart kept hearing through the dark, where the footsteps went. The band was thinning into coats, the last foxtrot had gone. A porter stacked the silver trays, the mirror light stayed on. You stood beside the hat-check girl and smoothed one sleeve down flat, as if the whole grand evening lived in one small gesture at the stand. The marble kept its melted tracks, the door breathed in the cold, Someone laughed out by the cabs where all the bright cars rode. You found my number in your glove before I asked you to, and held that little paper square as though it mattered too. At the hat check stand at the end of the night, when the music was only a shine on the wall, you gave me back my winter things like they were not things at all. At the hat check stand in that narrowing light, with the band gone thin and the bellboys few, it was only a ticket between your hand and mine, but I knew how kindly you knew. My scarf still held a trace of snow, my collar would not lie. You reached and set it straight for me without a word as to why. The girl looked down and closed her book. The brass rail caught your ring, and all at once that waiting hall turned warm as anything. No vow was spoken by the door, no moon hung low to bless, only the elevators hum your tired hat, your carefulness. And if the year should take the band, the ballroom and the stair, I think I'd keep that paper claim for how you held me there. At the hat check stand at the end of the night, when the lilies were wilted around the floor, you gave me back my winter things, and somehow gave me more. At the hat check stand in that gentle delay, where the city came drifting through the glass, it was only a ticket, only a glove, only snow, but I knew this joy might last. The doorman turned the lobby rug, the taxis thinned below, and folded in my coat pocket, your kindness rode home slow.
The fitting rooms had given back their voices to the wall, and on the counter near the pins, the little bell stood small. You checked the hem by window light, then smoothed the tissue sleeve. A pattern book lay open wide where summer leaned to leave. The satin hangers clicked behind the curtains' printed rows. A spool rolled once beneath the chair and stopped beside your shoes. The bride was due at 4:30, her mother do at 5. You set the gown across both arms as if it were alive, then touched the bell beside the till and turned its ribbon through until the bow sat straight enough for someone frightened too. The ribbon on the bell, pale against the brass, was only there to call a hand when customers should pass. The ribbon on the bell, I watched you make it right, and felt a little shop become a chapel full of light. The bride came in with gloves half on, her veil box at her side, and tried to smile the way one does when all the seams decide. You did not praise the dress too much or make the mirror kind. You only pinned the shoulder close and let her breathe in time. The bell gave out one silver sound when mother reached the door, then quieted beneath the bow as if it knew what for. You turned the train, you checked the waist, you clipped one thread away and left no trace of all the care that held her through the day. No organ played, no candles stood, no vows were spoken there. Only muslin, chalk and lace, a girl afraid of air. Yet some rooms learn a holy thing by how a hand behaves, not changing what the hour will ask, but helping someone stay. The ribbon on the bell, still and neatly tied, held the smallest part of June before she stepped outside. The ribbon on the bell, not garland, ring or prayer, only proof that tenderness had passed its fingers there. At closing time the blinds came down, the pattern books were still, and on the counter, softly bowed, the bell kept all its will. The pool bell rang at 4:30. The whistles lost their bite, and July shone along the tiles in squares of watery light. She stood beside the towel desk there, with soap upon one sleeve, the wire basket stacked by number, the air too warm to leave. A boy came in with goggles lost, two sisters shared a comb, The lifeguard shook his canvas shoes and called the last ones home. Then near the bench, a little girl rose slowly from her chair. One rubber cap held in her fist, two bright new crutches there. Her mother reached to take her arm. The child pulled back with pride. The wet floor waited blue and still between the bench and side. She saw the shining danger first, before a foot had found that one slick square beside the drain where laughter thinned the sound. No warning crossed the locker room, no pity filled the place. She only took a folded towel and bent with quiet grace. She dried the tile from edge to edge, then stepped behind the door. So what had nearly caught the child was only floor once more. Dry the tile first, let the crossing be. Let a little borrowed courage move where none can see. Dry the tile first, plain cotton blue and white. Yet all the room grew safer there before she entered light. Some falls are stopped before they fall. Some kindness leaves no trace. A towel folded back again, a hand not shown its place. And some who know the tender art of helping without claim can clear the smallest shining square and never call it shame. Dry the tile first, let the crutches ring. Let her reach the doorway proud as if she did the thing. Dry the tile first, no ribbon, no applause. Only a quiet patch of floor where fear forgot its cause. The basket slept, the pool went dark, the towel cart rolled away. And near the drain, one Drier Square held summer for the day.